he falling in love with his wife. I don't really believe you, but still, all. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review Life of Chester for Beyond the Gates, November 6th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Okay, so the shocker of the episode was two things. Well, I won't really say two things. One thing is the fact that Isaiah and Joy knew each other. Not only do they know each other, but apparently Joy is the one that convinced Isaiah to go to college out of town and get away from all this mess. And I said, what? He acted like he didn't even know him the other day. Somebody said, I didn't even know you had another son. Should have known, because I was like, what type of criminal are you? You're supposed to know everything there is to know about these folks. And he do. He do. He said something to Vanessa about, he's tried to get him a little job or whatever, but he realized that he's too smart for that, and that's why he urged him to go to college out of town. He came in and stuff like that. I was like, okay, when they first showed it, I was like, okay, Joy done reached out to Isaiah already. I said, oh my goodness, what does he want from him? No, they over here shaking hands and reuniting and stuff. He talking about, it's good to see him and all this. I said, wait a minute now. I said, Joey, don't be trying to make us switch sides and like you. Don't try to make us like you, because you still could use it to your advantage. But I don't know, y'all. We'll see. But okay, so on today's episode, we're going to start there with Joey and Isaiah. Let me flip to my notes on y'all. Let me see. So it's revealed that they know each other. And I was like, wait a minute. So they just gave the backstory. Apparently, he used to get in trouble just to stick it to Elon. And Isaiah said that Joy is the only person that believed in him back in the day. His daddy didn't even believe in him. See? And I still don't understand. Like, it'll be different if he was still doing what you said he was doing back in the day, running the streets and getting into trouble and stuff. He's telling you that he's gonna be a counselor and everything at the college, and you still got a problem with that because he don't want to be a police officer. Why would you want him to be like you? You crooked. You crooked. You working with Joey. Look, everybody in cahoots with Joey at this point. Hold on. But yeah, like I said, Isaiah and Joy know each other. Danny wants to tell Pamela that Andre agreed to model. Jacob and Naomi, seeing Derek, and Naomi started. I said, Naomi, now you becoming one of my characters that I don't really fool with like that. I was like, come on now. Like, I get it, because I knew once he mentioned that Jacob knew, she was gonna be upset about it. Why he throw him in the bus like that, I don't know. I said, how you gonna sit up here and snitch on him? I said, I should just listen to you. And she was mad because he didn't say anything. And he was like, it's not my secret to tell, but she's still mad, you can tell. And she finna use this as her opportunity. But yeah, like I said, they end up seeing him having a conversation. He ends up revealing that she found out, she came in seeing him standing up, and revealed that Jacob knew that he had feeling in his legs, stuff like that. And Jacob was like, I didn't know that he could stand. I just knew that he was starting to get feeling back in his leg. And I said, right, exactly. And Ash over here still acting like she don't know what's going on. Oh, he lied to me and I loved him. And girl, you full of crap. You full of crap. Even Jan knew she was full of crap. Look, Ashley ends up telling Jan what Derek did, and she still didn't hold him responsible. She didn't fault him. She was like, maybe he knew that you had feelings for Andre. That's basically what she said. And I said, exactly, because she knows she do. She tried to make excuses for it, but by the end of the episode, she ended up contacting Andre to meet her. He came over. Might as well get that out the way. He came over. That's when she started to say she thinks she made a huge mistake or whatever. How she has feelings for him, and she wanted to know, was it too late for them? Excuse me. And he was like, he finna get ready to leave town to go on basically go on a honeymoon with his wife, and he think he falling in love with her. I said, exactly. He think he falling in love, but at the same time, Danny didn't tell that her and Bill been over here kissing and stuff, so that's gonna come back to bite her as well. But not let Ashley know about it. But yeah, I said, see, that's why you always be up front. That's exactly why you're supposed to always be up front. Because you never know who know what or who find out what and who gonna tell it. But yeah, Derek revealed that Jacob knew. Jan doesn't follow Derek. Jan tells Ashley that the chapter with Andre is done or whatever, but it ain't. I still don't believe it. He said the right words, and he was saying before all this, he kept asking Danny if she wanted anything serious. He kept on. That's why I was like, okay, he don't know who he want, because he would pursue Ashley, then turn around and tell Danny or ask her, was she sure that she just wanted to be, what they call it? Did she just want to have relations or whatever? Or did she want something more? He kept on asking us. I was like, okay, if back then she had actually said that she wanted something serious, what then? What if they both wanted you at the same time? But I don't know. I feel like he gonna have this big realization that he actually wants Ashley, but we'll see. What else? Let's see. I said Ashley want Andre and Jan know it. She ends up saying it. Maybe Derek picked up on her feelings um, for Andre, and she's like, no, or whatever. She tried to deny it and everything. Just because you tried to deny it, don't mean that everybody didn't see it. Just because you tried to deny it doesn't mean Derek didn't see it. He done rolled in and seen you over here expressing your feelings multiple times. Wasn't it at the same place at the hospital each time? But yeah, you over here act like you don't know what's going on. And he just lied to you, and you lied to yourself. You lied to him, you lied to yourself, you lied to everybody who would listen. But yeah, what else? I already said Isaiah said Joey the only one that believed in him. Vanessa came in and she was looking at stuff like that, and he walked past and he left out. So she was like, who is that? She was like, he looks familiar. And she just kept on because Joey tried to make it seem like he didn't really know him and stuff like that. And she kept on, and he looked like he getting tired of her. He looked like, here she go or whatever. And she was like, I know that's one of the Hawthorne brothers or whatever. He was at Naomi and Jacob wedding, and he basically caused the scene because of his daddy and stuff like that. And I said, Vanessa, that's what's gonna get you in trouble right there, trying to be in everybody's business, trying to be in Joey business, and he gonna have to get rid of you. I said he gonna have to get you up out of there. But yeah, what else? Naomi tells Ashley that Jacob knew about everything, but she didn't fault him. She said it's not his fault, it's Derek's fault. Danny ends up telling Andre, I think I've been calling him Jacob, I don't know. Danny ends up telling Andre that she thinks that they should get real rings or whatever. And I said, she's starting to fall for him. It looks like she's starting to fall for him. She ends up telling Andre that he makes her happy. Vanessa ends up asking how Joey knows Isaiah. He tried to pass it off like he didn't really know him. But then he says, he was the one who urged him to go to college and everything when his daddy wouldn't. When his daddy turned his back on him, he was right there. I said, see? But like it looked like they got a good relationship now. I don't know. I feel like he gonna end up wanting Isaiah to do something, and Isaiah ain't gonna want to do it, and that's when what gonna break loose. But I don't know. I said, well, there's one person aside from Vanessa that like Joey. But yeah, Joy ends up telling her not to say anything. He doesn't want anybody to know. She agrees for now, but you know how these people be. Oh, I'm not gonna say anything. Next thing you know, they telling everybody. But yeah, what else? Naomi said whatever Danny and Andre found is working for them because she was expressing how she feels about Andre and stuff like that, and how Andre came to her and said how basically they don't even have no real marriage and all this other stuff. I said, snitch. I said, not you telling her that so she can go back and tell her mama. But yeah, she was like, well, whatever they have, it seems to be working for them now and whatever. And she was like, look, I don't want you to be another Haley. She's like, how could you think that? I would never do that or whatever. So I think Danny had texted her and she ends up telling Ashley that. So that's when she took the opportunity to text Andre to come over there. And he done took his tail over there. But yeah, Jacob ends up meeting up with Isaiah. And he ends up telling Isaiah that Elon had a heart attack because he made a comment about, him having a heart attack. And he was like, he did some years ago. And he was mad. He was like, why didn't you tell me? He was like, because y'all wasn't really cool like that. Y'all wasn't speaking. He was like, damn, me, I didn't want to know that my daddy had a heart attack. And I said, yeah, I think they're going to be into it. I think they going to be into it. But he was like, he just trying to build a bridge between him and Elon because, they mama and stuff like that. That they mama don't like that they be into it. And I said, you better watch your back with this one. I said, watch your back with this one. I think he wants your woman. No, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, what else? Danny tells Naomi that she's modeling again. She ends up saying how she found something that she thought she had with her daddy, real love and stuff like that. And I said, wait a minute now. So both of y'all falling for each other or what? I don't know what to believe, y'all. I really don't know what to believe because they still lying. They still keeping lies from each other. But yeah, what else? Ashley tells Anna that she thinks she made a huge mistake. Jacob tries to build a bridge. I already talked about that. Build a bridge between Elon and Isaiah. Vanessa tells Joey that she gives him all that she needs or whatever, so she don't have to go looking nowhere else because he mentioned Diego and stuff like that. He trying to make sure she don't give no sample out. He trying to make sure she don't do nothing she ain't got no business doing. But yeah, what else? Naomi want to tell... Oh, I forgot about that part. What did she say? I think Ashley told Naomi not to say anything to Danny about what's going on with Derek and her feelings for Andre and stuff like that. Because when she got there, she looked like she wanted to say something, but instead she just told her to be careful. Ashley ends up asking Andre if it's too late for them or whatever. He basically said, yeah. He was like, he think that, she's trying to heal or whatever, and he thinks he's falling in love with his wife. and they finna get ready to go out of town. So you can say that. Now when I get back, I might pursue you. Nah, he ain't said that. Well, yeah, he said he think he falling in love with his wife, and she was like, oh, okay. She started getting emotional, crying and stuff, and she was like, well, you should go. I thought I had seen the spoiler photo. I was thinking that he was gonna walk out, but no, she was the one who told him to go. I said, see, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Like, I like what's going on between Danny and Andre as of right now, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna last. But that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the night and be safe.